Sponsored by rxcardclub.com. Get a free prescription drug card and save up to 85% on prescription drugs. rxcardclub.com. Ravens blame another late collapse on sloppiness penalties. It's time to sharpen it all up. A shared sense of sloppiness reverberated throughout the Ravens locker room Sunday after their 26-23 loss to the Las Vegas Raiders dropped them to 0-2 on the season. The defense blamed its inability to slow quarterback Gardner Minshew II and wide receiver Davante Adams late in the collapse on it. Lamar Jackson, Ronnie Stanley and Derrick Henry cited self-inflicted mistakes as reasons for their fourth-quarter collapse, too. When you're going through your week of preparation, there are certain things you're going to think about more than others, said Stanley, Baltimore's starting left tackle. We as a group need to put more collective focus on these details. It's time to sharpen it all up and make things more disciplined and more clean, because these are types of games we can't lose. Baltimore is winless through 2 weeks for the first time since 2015. It was a loss that felt eerily similar to a few last-minute crumbles a year ago, when answers eluded the Ravens late and resulted in devastating defeats. After another one Sunday, it's clear the Ravens are still searching for themselves in several facets. We gotta find our mojo, said Jackson, the NFL's reigning most valuable player. That's not us at all. The fourth quarter, in which the Ravens coughed up a 23-13 lead in less than 10 minutes, was full of mistakes. Nnamdi Madubuikes' face mask penalty, though replay reviews showed he grabbed Minshew's shoulder, erased a sack and energized a Raiders drive that ended in a field goal. Baltimore faced a 3rd and 1 on its next possession, but the short yardage situation was lost after a false start on Henry. The running back's miscue forced Baltimore to punt one play later. The Ravens committed 11 penalties for 109 yards, a 94-yard disparity from the visiting team. 3 of those calls gave the Raiders first downs. Cornerback Brandon Stephens' end zone pass interference on Adams on a near-impossible 3rd and goal from Baltimore's 17-yard line set up the game-tying touchdown. CBS Sports rules analyst and former NFL official Gene Steratore said he disagreed with the call. Others negated large gains or important stops. I'm not a ref or an official, but felt like a couple of those were kind of BS calls, safety Eddie Jackson said. But that's not my job, I'm a little biased. But in the end, it wasn't a penalty that gave the Raiders prime field position for their go-ahead field goal. Jordan Stout's 24-yard punt, which traveled half the distance of his average 2023 punt, meant Las Vegas only needed 23 yards before handing it over to Daniel Carlson. And when the Ravens knew clock-killing runs were coming, the Raiders easily got their kicker within range. There were versions of Sunday's loss in 2023. In the Ravens' 4 regular season losses, they were tied or held a lead entering the fourth quarter in all of them. There was the overtime loss to Minshew's Indianapolis Colts.